Welcome back to yet another episode of Let's Play Robotics Notes Elite. Last time, it seemed as though all hope was gone. But at the 11th hour, the mystery creator of Kill Ballad, known as Frau Kujiro, swooped in like a Valkyrie, providing Kaito with a very special program that he could use to configure the Honorary Prez's control schemes to match those of Kill Ballad itself, along with a list of parts that ultimately ended up costing around 16,000 yen. Of course, Kaito gave Doc Fujita an ultimatum. If he wins the ROBO-ONE competition, then the cost of the parts is deducted from the prize money. To which Doc Fujita happily agreed to that condition. And also later that evening, Izuka Ire decided to phone her friend Misaki Sonomiya in Tokyo. But what should have been a reunion between childhood pals was more than a little tempered. But enough about that. It is time for us to get going. I gently lift my head and notice that light is coming in from outside the window. I've been sitting on this hard seat for so long that my body aches all over. I stretch out a bit in my seat.
まさかハンバーガーショップで一夜を過ごすとはね。
We figured we had a hotel reserved, but after getting to Haneda Airport, Mitchie delivered a shocking announcement. Yeah, it was a bit too much to hope that we'd be getting first class treatment, especially with Mitchie at the helm.
いいか、耳かっぽじってよーく聞くように。ホテルは取ってないぞ。わかるか？予算ないのに泊まれるわけがない。これは豆知識というか社会の常識だ。勉強になったな。
Gee, thanks, coach. Basically means that you're as much of a cheapskate as anyone else, I guess. And then he moved on like it was no big deal. And so we set out for Odaiba, the place where ROBO-ONE is held, and spent the night in a 24-hour burger joint.
日々これ勉強だぞ、ヤシオ。東京は島とは違うことばっかだろ。この経験がだな。やがてお前にとって貴重な財産となるんだな。うん。
You know, your teaching skills could use a bit of polish there, Mitchie.
まあ、確かに違うことばっかりだよ。
Though he does have a point. On the island, the only 24-hour joint is a diner in Nishino Omote. Or Nishinomote. We also only have two convenience stores in total. And then you have the fact that even in the middle of the night, Tokyo is lit up pretty darn bright. Yeah, that rhymes. As someone accustomed to the darkness of the island, that brightness was actually a little scary. For you, maybe, Kaito. I even ended up looking for that ominous aurora in the sky. Of course, due to light pollution, finding it is easier said than done. Fortunately, the blood-red ooze was in the sky where it always was, serving as a reminder that we weren't too far from Tanegashima. And such was my first night in Tokyo, a priceless experience, or something. Indeed, or something.
そもそもヤシオはWcDoは初めてだろ？ん？先生のおごりで食べたハンバーガーはどうだった？
You probably got the cheapest burger you could get your hands on. WcD is short for WcDonalds, a fast food joint. Those of you who obviously couldn't figure that out. Sorry, I don't know where I was going with that, but it's the place for burgers in Japan, but we have none on Tanegashima. Yeah. Actually, to go back to my what I just said there, that statement that I gave was clearly thinly veiled sarcasm. But yeah, I digress. Even though we're nearly 20 years into the 21st century.
別に初めてじゃないよ。鹿児島で2回くらい食べたことあるから。
Their burgers are fine, totally fine, and the one I had yesterday was no different. I could have gone for another though.
それに、WcDoなんかどうでもよくて。
If possible, we wanted to avoid being exhausted due to spending the night on such hard chairs. For Akiho and I, that was important. There's the threat of having an attack at any time. Yeah. Any exertion that pushes either Kaito or Akiho too far. Yeah. And if that should happen at any point during the ROBO-ONE competition, our odds of winning will be drastically reduced, which is a huge understatement. The more we strain our bodies, the easier it is for an attack to occur. As soon as we found out we didn't have a hotel booked, the first thing I worried about was having an attack. So right now, it's basically like I'm holding onto a bomb with the lit fuse. Yeah, probably should have thought about that, Mitchie. Who knows when it could explode. Either way, I know for sure that it's lit. And once the fuse is lit, it won't stop until it explodes. It's just a question of when. I've no control over that, so all I can do is pray. I prefer it if it occurred at a time and place that would cause as little trouble as possible to the people around me. But it's never that simple, is it? I grip my teeth. This condition is irritating as hell. It sucks having to worry about this while I already have other things to deal with. I'm so fed up that I want to scream. I want to go back to the island right this minute. Hold your horses there, Kaito.
で、ミッチーさ、ロボ-ONEのエントリーってもう済ませてるの？
Please tell me you've done that much for us.
いや、シード組以外は今日の朝に会場まで行って受付を済ませることになってるはずだぞ。
Aside from him being the club advisor, why the hell did we bring you along? He thinks. So much for his great leadership.
何時から？
確か9時だな。先生の記憶が確かならだぞ。これ豆知識な。
What do you mean also?
いやー、さすがミッチー。役に立たないったらないね。
なんだとヤシオ、先生を敬う気持ちが足りんぞ。
Yeah, you're not very good at your job, are you? I ignore Mitchie's whining for now. It's 8:50. The registration starts at 9. At 9 we need to head to the venue now or we'll be in trouble. Well, if the venue is more than 10 minutes away, we're doomed, so I have no choice. I wanted to let her rest a little longer, but I'm gonna have to wake Akiho up. She's in the seat next to me, face down on the table and snoozing away. Up until an hour ago, she was doing the final adjustments to the press's programming, eventually dozing off. She looks really comfortable, and since I felt any final tweaks couldn't be that important, I let her sleep. But since Akiho's the only one who actually knows the correct registration time, I gotta wake her up.
アキちゃん、起きて。そろそろ行くよ。
Still half asleep, Akiho irritatedly swipes away my hand, shaking her shoulder. Slightly annoyed, I shake her shoulder again.
アキちゃん、朝ですよ。
Are you really going to sing the theme song to WcDonalds? You are. Of course you are. Is she dreaming? More like she's got the song stuck in her head. Since she's not waking up, I sigh and forcefully pull on her ear. Akiho's hands claw at the air.
起きた。
起きたから痛い。
I release my hand and she glares at me resentfully. Her eyes are red. That's what lack of sleep will do to you. True that.
今の起こし方はひどいと思うな。
Well, considering now we have less than 10 minutes to get to the venue,
アキちゃんがあんまり気持ちよさそうに寝てるからいたずらしたくなっちゃってね。
うち寝てた？
indeed you were. She suddenly looks around in a panic.
じゃあまずいな。まだプログラム済んでないのに。
なんだ瀬宮妹、まだ終わってなかったのか。
見てただけのミッチーに言われたくないよ。
Yeah. In many respects, they're actually even more useless than Kaito sometimes. Also, yeah, don't think I didn't notice that you're still referring to Sonomiya as Emoto.
そんなことよりロボワンのエントリーって何時から？
今って何時
？9時前。
エントリーは9時からだからもう出なきゃ。
Okay, fine. You win this one, Mitchie. God damn it. Even though she was asleep just a second ago, she's already clamoring about. Yeah, that's what panic can do
そ
to
れじゃあお
you.
前ら先生についてこい。
You are no sensei of mine, Mitchie. Yeah, this guy. Neither of us respond to Mitchie's order. But we can't dilly-dally any longer. We leave the restaurant and cross a roadway via an overhead walkway. The road below is filled with cars. There are so many cars, I can't help but stop and stare. Yeah, you don't get traffic on Tanegashima. Also, I think I see the stadium just ahead of us. Now that it's daytime outside, I take another look at my surroundings. So this is Tokyo. One of the biggest metropolises in the world. The Bay Area is under large-scale redevelopment for next year's Expo. Giant buildings made with cutting-edge 20th century tech. I was going to say technology. Oh well. Lined up side by side. This is a common sight in Odaiba. They're all probably taller than the ones in Kagoshima Station. At the very least, I know I've never seen buildings this big in person before. Across Tokyo Bay and the Rainbow Bridge, countless buildings line the shore. You can even see the Tokyo Tower, which is currently being taken apart due to its age. Honestly, I've never seen this many buildings before. Well, welcome to the big city, Kaito. There are no mountains or forests. Everything's man-made as far as the eye can see. Compared to the island, Odaiba is hot and muggy. The air feels like it's clinging to my skin, and I'm not a big fan. The hazy sky makes everything feel all the more suffocating. It's like the buildings and sky around me are going to come collapsing in. It's like I'm going to choke on my own breath. Saki's been living in this city for 6 years already. Right after crossing the overhead walkway, the Odaiba Arena comes into view. As you can see on the big signs there on the side of the building. The large arena that we're hosting the opening and closing ceremony of the 2020 Tokyo Expo. The name refers to both the Aqua Arena and the Sky Arena, which are adjacent to one another. Also, there are a lot of benches and a lot of signs next to said benches. Akiho is refreshed and recharged since he splashed her face in the restroom. She leads the way, a skip in her step. And now Kaito is the one who is now tired. That is true.
よし、ここで先生から提案してやろう。いや、今から3人で学校の校歌を歌うんだ。歌いいぞ。
Yeah. Going to have to say Ixnay there. Ixnay on the inging, say or whatever. Yeah. Not very good at Pig Lantern, unfortunately, but oh well. Kind of butchered it there, but...
テンション上げる意味が違うよ、ミッチー。そりゃあ歌は文化の極みだけど。
お前たち、先生は悲しいぞ。
For some reason, the downtrodden Mitchie just runs off into the distance. I think it's safe to ignore him for now. indeed.
残りのプログラムも気合で済ませるから、カイは何にも心配しないで。
Yeah, we are literally on zero time there.
結局練習する時間は全く取れなかったけどね。
Yeah, we're pretty much going to have to test this out in the field.
それは
No rehearsal time is gonna hurt. Today's the qualifiers, so I just have to pray I don't get matched against the veteran. Gonna have to learn as I play. The plaza in front of the venue was already crowded with people. Teenagers like us in school uniforms, middle-aged men, and even some women who look like they could be models.
カイはこの辺で待ってて、うちが受付してくる。
Yeah, we need to be registered, otherwise we can't even enter the event. I guess I'm on luggage duty. Yeah, thanks, Mitchie. If our beloved honorary prez got stolen by a rival or something, we'd be real screwed. Not that I expect anyone wants our junky, decade-old hobby robot.
アキちゃん、
I called Akiho from behind.
無理しないように。
Yeah. Last thing we need is for another attack to rear its ugly head,
うん、ありがとう。
especially in the middle of battle. She smiles and strikes a pose, and walks off alone toward the expo arena. Now then, I've got some free time until she returns. Mitchie's off who knows where. Should leave him be for now. I crouch down in place and close my eyes. Yeah, we need to prepare ourselves mentally as well as physically. If I focus my awareness into my mind, I can feel the blood flowing around inside my body. At the same time, feelings like unease and impatience start welling up from within. It's obvious that the fuse is getting shorter. But I still have no clue how much of it is left. Not even meditation can help us on that front. I want to conquer this mental weakness that's been tormenting me. I want to forget about the anxiety caused by this bomb, but I can't. So if I'm going to endure all this, I might as well relieve some stress by playing Kill Ballad. Of course. Truth be told, I spent the entire night playing at WcD. That's why I didn't sleep much, if at all. After playing the game in Tokyo, I can hardly withstand my own intense excitement. Why, you ask? Because there's basically no lag in multiplayer. And for those who are completely unfamiliar about what lag is, well, thank the tips list for that. Well, never mind. Time lag. Computer terminology referring to the latency between input and server response. This occurs when a device is affected by limited processing power, a bad connection, etc. Lag can be a very terrifying, fickle beast sometimes. When it's there. On Tanegashima, due to connection issues and the like, there's simply no way to avoid the effects of lag. Hell, until last night I thought it was totally normal. I thought everyone was dealing with lag to some extent. But when I started when I started up Kill Ballad for the first time in Tokyo, it was completely different from playing on the island. The response time to my inputs was so smooth that it made me feel like I was playing a different game altogether. That's high-speed internet there for you. In matches between top rankers, a difference in only a few frames of input decides victory and defeat. So for a game like Kill Ballad, a lag-free environment is practically a paradise. Ironically, since I'm used to playing with heavy lag, the accurate timing led me to lose to some low-tier players. But thanks to the thrill of playing KB in its true form, I forgot about my anxiety. It was kind of like a tranquilizer. That said, that ticking time bomb has only been delayed, not diffused. Maybe I should move to Tokyo if it means no more lag. Part of me is seriously considering college here just for that. It's pretty common for universities with lower school ceilings not to fill up, so I should be able to get in somewhere, says the guy who never wanted to leave Tanegashima. Network play. Who's our opponents?
おお、田尻。
Okay, so there are other mechs besides Gunbarrel. This one is Star Raptor, whose controlling operator is none other than Tajiringa. Kind of a shame that we're not going up against something like, say, Big Zam, but oh well. I ended up shouting out loud. I just got matched with number 4 on the leaderboards, Tajiringa. I'd call them Tajirin. Ooh. Looks like things are about to get real. Right before the real-life event of ROBO-ONE, we're being matched against one of the top 4 in Kill Ballad. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave it there. And when we return, adventurers, Kaito is in for not just one, but 2 of the biggest fights of his entire life. As always, adventurers, until next we meet.